Hi, this is Andy Hoffman of CryptoGoldCentral.com, where I publish a daily crypto-focused blog and provide professional crypto consulting services to individuals and altcoin developers alike. This morning, I'd like to speak of the unique, but not that unique, circumstances in today's crypto market that I believe represent an extreme moment regarding valuation, sentiment, and potentially price. Given that I have discussed these topics in countless previous articles, and my must-listen one-on-one podcast with Simon Dixon yesterday, I'll try to keep it brief. However, I've had some additional thoughts on the matter stemming from recent price action, particularly last night's, that in my view are extremely Bitcoin bullish. To start, slightly off topic, I want to discuss some comparisons between the dot-com craze of the late 90s and this year's altcoin boom, both of which ended in tears for essentially all investors. In both cases, hundreds of new securities, then IPOs, and now altcoins and ICOs were created to piggyback the success of the principal meme, then the internet, and now Bitcoin's success, and to a lesser extent, Ethereum's. Then nearly all of the pump and dump dot-coms failed, and now nearly all altcoins and ICOs, on average with losses exceeding 90%. In fact, this is the same pattern observed in all financial manias, as everyone from entrepreneurs to bankers, retail investors, and TA gurus do everything they can to capitalize on the easy money the early stages of a bubble generates, which unfortunately nearly always ends in the easy money being lost. After the dot-com bubble burst, the internet still remained. In fact, it grew stronger each day, whilst the dot-coms lost 90% of their value, which is exactly what is occurring today, with the Bitcoin network at its highest ever size, speed, efficiency, decentralization, and even as the token declined 70%, and altcoins 90%. Thus, just as occurred in 2002, when the financial market carnage ends, a new phase of growth will commence, in which the surviving altcoins and a wave of new ones will learn from the past, adapt to financial reality, and create valuable niches that investors find valuable. Not just for the short term, but the long run. In other words, while it's 95% plus of dot-coms and 95% plus of current altcoins and ICOs will fail, a significantly higher percentage will be winners over the next decade. As for what's going on today, we are finally seeing the altcoin capitulation required for a true bottom to occur, though very likely it already has in Bitcoin. Back on February 6th, when the Hoffman line, i.e. a $100 billion market cap, where institutions started buying in, held support before doing so another 5 times in the ensuing 7 months, again this week. In fact, what we saw last night was the type of action witnessed only in a handful of extreme crypto moments throughout its history. The last one being December 2017, when Bitcoin skyrocketed from 11,000 to 20,000, whilst altcoins simultaneously plunged, as evidenced by the Bitcoin Dominance Index surging from 53% to 63%. This just before Bitcoin plunged to 6,000 over the next 6 weeks, whilst Bitcoin dominance plunged even more to 33%. In this case, Bitcoin dominance is dominated by Ethereum, Bcash, and Ripple. Ripple, which I don't even consider a cryptocurrency, is down 91% from its CNBC pumped high. Bcash 90%, and Ethereum 89%, compared to Bitcoin, which is down just 70%. However, the relative underperformance has exploded in recent weeks, with Bitcoin dominance rising from 50% to the current 58% in the past month, most of it in the last week. In fact, as I tweeted last night, we are finally starting to see the Ethereum and Bcash capitulation needed for a bottom, as investors finally front-run Bitmain's inevitable, heavily discounted Bcash liquidation, whilst ICOs finally start divesting their Ethereum-heavy treasuries, and retail altcoin investors finally realize Bitcoin is the only true way to find the next Bitcoin. Consequently, Bitcoin not only has bottomed multiple times above the Hoffman line, but at increasingly high lows, as evidenced by last night when BTC barely budged lower, whilst the average altcoin declined by a whopping 12%, not even breaching 6,200 to the downside at the very lows of the night. Heck, for the first time in months, I did not see the typical spoof offers and other manipulatively suppressive algorithms at Bitfinex that I've seen for months, which in my view signals a significantly bullish change of traders' mindset if it continues. If I'm right that we are at an extreme moment in crypto history, the Bitcoin price will have in fact bottomed, likely just as Bitcoin dominance tops, which, if indeed this is the case, is extremely bullish for altcoins in general, given that 57% dominance is well below the historical average of 80 to 90%. If not, the odds of Bitcoin holding the Hoffman line are still extremely high, in my view, but the altcoin pain could get significantly worse. Remember, however, in the double dog years pace of cryptocurrency market development, any number of black swan events could occur to completely turn the space on its head. Like, for instance, the SEC shocking the world by approving the SolidX VanEck Bitcoin ETF on September 30th, or Bitmain successfully completing its IPO and or successfully divesting its Bcash at a heavy discount without it materially affecting the Bitcoin price. Either way, the most successful crypto investing strategy from a risk-reward standpoint has always been to hodl Bitcoin. And if you continue doing so here, you will likely be rewarded at least as handsomely as in previous crypto bull markets. Thanks, and have a great crypto day.